you need to do is to remove Nigeria from consumption to production. I know how to do it. I'm a wealth creator.
Hello, good day, my people. I beg make una patient, make una listen to why Peter Obi talk say in his own administration, he go ensure say all this government position will be hired as a part-time.
Jail, for me, it will help to reduce cost.
If we break down the present structure.
Yeah, completely. It will help to, look at you, let me go further to tell you. A state that operates in unicamera, which we do in the state, like in America, is the state of Nebraska. The state of Nebraska have 49 legislators being paid $12,000 a year because it's part-time job, which is what state legislators should be. Not the one we're operating here where it's full-time job because of, no, it should be a part-time job. What it takes to take a legislator in any of our states is far more expensive than what you do in state of Nebraska.
Let me quickly
the budget of state of Nebraska is $9 billion, which is about 3 trillion, which is bigger than the entire budget of the entire Southeast and Northeast put together. But the Northeast and Southeast, the entire legislators are 288. So you need to look at your system.
Nigerians has actually given another 4 years of their existence to all these whack and greedy politicians that doesn't care about the existence and the benefit of the citizens of the country.
Today we are owing 58 trillion. And Nigerians don't care. Nobody cares here. Everybody thinks there's something to share. Corruption is very simple. You can stop it.
How?
If the principal person, said it before, is not involved, his family is not involved, his friends, he can contain his friends not to be involved.
This na country where we say suffer full everywhere. Where we say even average citizen for the country, no, they even afford 2 square meals a day. It is hard time we as a people check ourselves. Because I believe say we are fighting our own demons.
Yeah, they fight my own demon.
Shebi the Supreme Court have finally give their judgment now. Thanks for being part of the aboki that destroy our democracy. History will forever remember you all for the destruction of our father's land. I believe by now some of una go don dey convinced say the kind of politicians wey we get for Nigerians are the very wicked one. Abeg, make una listen to this next clip when I want play. Make una dey hear how much one person when saying a vice president, when the minister of the Federal Capital Territory, they talk, say make they take builders for one person only when one serve. If he serve maybe na 4 years or maybe the fee extend that to 8 years because anything APC cannot do is not possible. So right now, make una hear how much one person say he want to build that for inside country where more than 200 million people dey. Make una hear how much with the budget where they say they want to build house for just one person. For inside the 2024 budget where they say they want to. Make una drop una comment. Make una tell me if there's anything left in Nigeria. If there is still hope, make una drop them for comment section. I love you. Bye.
The Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike on Thursday, said plans are on the way to spend 15 billion naira for the construction of a new residence for the Vice President, Kashim Shettima. Wike disclosed this when he appeared before a House of Representatives committee to defend the FCT 61.5 billion naira 2023 supplementary budget. Wike told the lawmakers that the construction of a new residence for the Vice President was approved in 2010 by the Federal Executive Council at the cost of 7 billion naira. But that the project was abandoned. The lawmakers questioned the minister on why he plans to spend such an amount on a building or building an edifice for the Vice President. Well, Wike said that it was to give the Vice President a befitting residence. All right. I mean, this is it. This is what we are facing. This is what we are facing. 15 billion naira for the residence of the vice president. Let me just read something. Back in November, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu had signed, the 2.17 trillion supplementary budget into law. And in that Appropriation Act, the federal government allocated 2.5 billion naira to the renovation of the Aguda House as the vice president's residence. Another 3 billion was earmarked in the 2023 supplementary budget for the renovation of the vice president's residence in Lagos. The government also earmarked 4 billion for the refurbishing of the presidential residential quarters and an additional 4 billion for the construction of an office complex within the state. I mean, Dr. Abati, please, you have been around the government. 15 billion naira, is that what we should be spending? I mean, why is it important to build a new residence, not refurbish, not renovate, build a new residence for the vice president? He does have a place to live.
I think we keep making this point again and again. That many of our leaders in positions are not sensitive to the feelings of Nigerians. The way Mr. Wike was reported as stated in the newspapers, I mean, many Nigerians will feel scandalized.
Absolutely.
Because the point is, the Nigerian government is always telling us to make sacrifices, But we don't see our leaders making enough sacrifice. Look at the National Assembly members in considering the appropriation bill that has now been brought by the president. They are more interested in constituency projects, how palliatives can be handed over to them to execute. So this is part of the problem. And we keep getting the kind of wrong signaling. Now, what is Mr. Wike's explanation when he was defending the supplementary budget? Number one, he said that it was the military that built Aguda House. Aguda House is up to now the official residence of the Vice President of Nigeria. Now, as you pointed out, we have been told that 2.5 billion was earmarked for the renovation of that Aguda House in the 2023 supplementary budget. And that has been passed by the National Assembly. So what happens to that 2.5 billion that has been passed? An additional 2.8 billion to renovate the residence of the Vice President in Lagos. So one would think that, okay, if renovation would help to give the place, to make the place more befitting, you can't argue to that. But Mr. Wike is insisting that the way the Vice President of Nigeria can have a befitting residence is for a brand new